Hello everyone, and welcome to the Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast. I'm one of the students, Morg.
I am the other student, Devon.
And I'm the teacher, Dan. And this week, we're talking about some more of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. We actually went back one episode, due to the fact that I missed a very important Sonic Says that we'll get to later on. Let's see. As far as news, nothing too big. They did, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania is out, which has Sonic and Tails in it. I did find out today that they are planning on releasing DLC with, like, the mascot of Monster Rancher, a brand I did not think existed anymore.
Huh.
I always get Monster Rancher and Slime Rancher confused, so I'm like, oh, is there a slime in it now? But no. I brog.
And there was, like, a merch announcement for some Hedgehog themed merch. I think it was like a shirt and a mug. Just interesting to note, since, like, the Hedgehog is also something that does not usually get brought up or acknowledged. In fact,
That
game's
kind of old at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess at this point it would be like a throwback item. It's not like they've re-released, Sonic Unleashed in, like, the past decade or so. I guess...
Yeah, like, if they were doing it, like, with colors, sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Hitting us with a blast from the past.
I think the Hedgehog is very funny, personally.
Yeah. It's a fascinating concept. Sonic the Hedgehog turns into a werewolf. And also he has stretchy arms and can punch things.
Yeah, just like all werewolves.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's not a werewolf. He's a werehog. So
yeah.
Obviously werehogs can all punch things.
My
with stretchy
mistake.
Arms.
Other than that, I think that's all the stuff that's just worth bringing up. I think some IDW issues have come out over the course of the last few weeks. They're getting pretty close to 50.
Dang.
I guess we can just dive right into this. Our first episode we watched was episode 30, Full Tilt Tails.
I definitely read it as tit at first. I was very confused.
Tails feeling tilted.
Worrying. Yeah.
He's fucking salty. He's tilted.
He's tilted at the
Tails
towers.
said, welcome to Tilted Towers.
I think Tails would play Fortnite.
Yes.
Yeah. This episode opens with, Robotnik being pulled on a cart by Scratching Grounder with loads and loads of junk that they decided to, steal from a village for fun. Robotnik is a little disappointed because it's not any actual valuables. It's like whatever shit they could find.
I do like how he says he's basically like slumming it by saying he's going back to petty thievery.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, you can be a dictator or like an evil genocidal maniac, but sometimes just stealing shit is fun.
Damn, so true.
Yeah,
So
Sonic,
true, Misty.
Yeah.
But he stole from, like, little people, so it sucks.
Yeah. I do appreciate that, like... I do appreciate just how much this Robotnik just revels in being, like, evil in any way possible, just real cartoon villain stuff.
Yeah, he loves it.
Sonic shows up dressed as a hillbilly, and he's got something shiny in his bindle. So, Robotnik decides to trade the pile of junk for Sonic's sack of gold. He does say a line that I recognize from a YouTube poop. It's nothing important. It's been a bit, but this one does have like a couple different things I recognize from popular YouTube poops. Like, after Robotnik leaves with the sack of gold, Sonic, like, takes off his disguise and goes off to return the stolen goods with Tails. Robotnik is just... what's the word I'm looking for? Reveling. That's the word. Reveling in this pile of gold. He's, like, thinking about how he can fund an entire army with all this gold. He offers Scratch and Grounder a tip, and that tip is always buy new shoes in the afternoon after your feet expand.
Yeah, what the fuck? I know they're talking about, like, funny tip instead of, like, giving him money, but I haven't heard this tip before. Like, what the... Might be true. It might be true.
Yeah, how often are your guys' feet expanding?
I mean, I do stand all day for my job. Well, most of the day for my job, so it might legitimately be true.
It just...
Gotta watch out for those expanding feet.
It's very weird to hear Robotnik talk about expanding feet. So, like, and also Grounder points out he doesn't even have feet.
This MF doesn't even have feet.
Yeah. Somewhere someone is realizing this and getting very angry. Robotnik then realizes it's actually stale chili beans covered in gold paint.
Why fucking chili? Like, I guess it's because chili dogs, but like, I guess.
Yeah, he loves chili dogs.
Yeah.
I guess.
He just... I don't know... Well, I'm pretty sure chili beans are just like pinto beans with spice in them. So I am a bit worried. Maybe these are... Well, anyways, Coconuts is forced to suffer for Robotnik's amusement because he needs someone to blame that isn't himself. At least that's what I gathered from this scene.
Coconut's the most abused boy alive.
He's fine.
Don't worry about it. Robotnik makes him stand on an X, pulls on a switch, makes Coconuts fall down a pit. And, Robotnik is trying to come up with a revenge plan. Which is, just your usual find a way to catch Sonic thing. He finds some old goats living in the middle of nowhere, beneath a massive cliff face, and he's got a tank. And he's going to use this tank to shoot at the top of the cliff and cause an avalanche, thereby crushing these old goats in their, rural house.
These poor old goats.
Yeah. They're barely even aware.
Man.
Like, they're like waving to Scratch and Grounder. And Robotnik's plan is...
No, old goats, get out of the way. You don't see it coming.
It's too late. They've got their parts on.
No!
No!
Sonic is like... Robotnik's plan is to just, like, make some sticky cobwebs and some sort of mattress trap. And then there's, like, a fun comedy bit where the Egg-O-Matic runs out of fuel and they crash on the ground and in the traps. But then they try to execute it for real. It fails because it's Sonic. He's too fast. He somehow uses, like, the big mattress thing to collect the falling rocks from the avalanche.
What?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Grounder fires another round to try to hit Sonic, and it reflects on the mattress thing and hits the tank, blowing it up. Oh, right, I forgot to mention the thing that happens between these two bits, which is that Sonic is making Tails run, so he can be as fast as Sonic.
Yeah, what?
I don't...
Real fucked up behavior, Sonic.
It's real weird for him to do that. I don't know if they ever say why Sonic is fast, but I feel like it's more of an innate thing than something you can train, like a Rocky or a DBZ or something.
Right.
Maybe he doesn't want to crush Tails' dreams.
Mm-hmm. Tails also, in this scene and also the rest of the episode, is wearing, like, a headband and what are running shorts or something? He's also, like, struggling to follow Sonic in the, like, scene I mentioned before. It seems very redundant. Given that we can see he can just fly that fast.
Yeah, I was like, why is he training to run like this if he can stay caught up with Sonic while flying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he clearly... Sonic's even like, oh, you can use your tails this time. And it's like, why doesn't he use his tails the whole time in this
Yeah, work on your strengths, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I should have kept my notes open. So, after this, like, failure on Robotnik's plot, Robotnik's part, he's trying to plot up a new plan. And he decides he's gonna make Scratch and Grounder faster. He's got a little tiny box that contains a special invention that took 1,000 robot miners years to mine for and process the materials for.
They were slaving away in the content mines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
They were crunched as hell, but in the end it resulted in a single stick of Speedament gum, which gives you velocity vibes.
But it gives you velocity
I
vibes.
love the vibes talk.
It gives you velocity vibes, but you don't necessarily have to chew it to give it you velocity vibes. Yeah. This is important later.
You just need to... Yeah, you just need to touch it.
Yeah.
Just need to be in its presence.
I guess, because, like... But, like, they don't show Robotnik being all fast because he's holding it.
Yeah. I guess it has to be, like, chewed a little bit, but after that it's just good to go forever.
I guess.
But, yeah, he has Grounder try it out, and he gets super fast. In fact, he's so fast that he can't slow down, and he crashes right through a tree and spits out the gum.
Fool!
Mm-hmm.
That damn Scratch and Grounder.
Tails is, like, training, and while he's doing his little thing, he accidentally steps on the gum with one of his sneakers, and that's all you need, 'cause now he's fast.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, just to get the vibes.
Mm-hmm. That's how vibes work, yeah.
Yeah, as if you're in the mere presence of vibes, you will get vibe powers.
The vibes can spread and rub off on people.
Yeah.
It's all vibes, baby.
All vibes all the time.
Tails is fast now. He shows the stuff to Sonic. And then he, like, tries to outrun a train, but then his foot gets stuck in the tracks, and that's very dangerous. He might get hit by a train. So, he calls Sonic for help. Sonic, being Sonic...
The scene's incredibly funny, because, like, Sonic's like, oh, you're fast now, and Tails is like, yeah, I'm gonna go race a train, and Sonic's like, no! Like, just the immediate, like, don't do that!
Yeah, like, throughout this episode, like, Sonic's problem is that Tails does not have... He, like Spider-Man, does not learn how to use his powers responsibly.
Until Uncle Chuck dies.
Until Uncle Chuck dies. So, yeah, Sonic, like, builds a track over where Tails is, so the train can just go over that. Gets Tails out, and he gives him, like, a little lecture. You can't just be fast, you have to be good at being fast. And, like, Sonic shows off all the time. He's, like, good at being fast, so that's okay. Meanwhile, Robotnik's telling Scratch and Grounder, go get that Speedman gun back. Then, this bit's a little weird, because I feel like you don't... Never mind. I'll say when it happens. Let me describe it. Tails, while flying around looking for people to help, sees someone skydiving, and naturally assumes they're about to fall to their death. He's, like, trying to save them, but the skydiver's telling him to leave him alone. But
he doesn't. He just keeps trying to fucking save him, and it's like, dog, have you never seen a skydiver before?
This is actually just the scene from the opening of The Incredibles where that one guy tries to commit suicide and Mr. Incredible saves him and the guy is pissed. That's what Tails was worried about. He's like, oh, even if you tell me no, I'm still going to save your life, bro. I've seen The Incredibles. That's exactly what happened there.
Yeah. This Tails ruins a Daredevil freefall competition, and everyone's mad at him because he ruined the event. Sonic stops by while trying to find him, and has to run off again because Tails ruined the event, and if they're mad at Tails, they're going to be mad at Sonic. Scratch and Grounder are looking for the gum. There's, like, this bit where Scratch is, like, getting his hand covered in sap, and Grounder thinks he's calling him sap. But once that little...
Oh, you mean the sticky white substance that comes from the tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what sap normally looks like. The thing we all know.
I know when I wake up in the morning, I go to get some nice syrup from the fridge. I just grab a white sticky substance and say,
Yeah, just gobble that stuff down.
It's my favorite.
After this bit about tree cum, Tails runs by, and they realize he must have the Spearmint gum somehow. So they say after him and then start, like, casually walking away, which I think is a good understated bit.
Yeah, there are a lot of little good bits like that.
Sonic sees this happen, and he knows he's gotta find Tails, figure out what to do. Scratch and Grounder, like, stop off by this town, and they report into Robotnik about it, and they come up with a plan to catch Tails. Grounder poses as a little girl who has had her lollipop stolen by just wearing a wig, that's it. And also holding a stick. Tails is told to go into a biker bar and accost the thief. And because they figure even if he is fast, he can't not get beat up.
Yeah. I didn't realize they were gonna have him, then tell the guy, oh, Tails stole my candy.
Yeah. They follow it up by just telling the one person in this bar who is a very large, bizarrely designed biker man, that Tails is the thief, and Tails has to get away from this guy. He does manage to grab him shoe.
He grabbed him shoe, and that shoe would gum.
Mm-hmm. And now, Tails isn't fast anymore. But Tails very conveniently knocks over a rack of bikes, and that hits Scratch and Grounder. They're able to get the biker to focus on the robots instead. And Sonic shows up and tells Tails all about what happened off screen, and gives him a little lesson. Don't have to be fast, there's other things you're good at. I don't know, I don't know, what if... Robotnik then attempts to snatch up the gum, but a turtle man eats it, and he runs very fast, far away, to go race a hare.
Yeah, he says, if the hare could see me now.
Mm-hmm. And then we get the main event of this episode. The Sonic says...
Let's go.
Let's go!
Tails smoke a big blunt.
Tails smokes a big fat bunt. Grounder's got his smokes. He says smoking isn't bad for you and, gives him a light. Tails smokes it, immediately chokes, and in doing so produces a famous animation cell that I think there's an article or a video or something about the guy who found and bought this animation cell.
He bought it? This animation?
Tails smoking NFT?
Oh, here it is. Cybershell, noted, Sonic and other stuff YouTuber, shows off, posted this, official animation cell of Tails smoking a cigarette.
Smoking a big fat blunt.
Yeah, a big fat blunt.
Tails marijuana cigarette moments.
Mm-hmm. I guess he bought it. There's not a lot going on here that makes me 100% sure it's his that he owns, but I'm just now looking at some tweets. Oh, okay. Here's another cell that someone bought of it. Mario 64 apparently owns multiples. There are just multiple social media tweets out. There's tweets, there's Tumblr posts of people collecting this famous animation cell.
Tails smoking cigarette NFT.
Mm-hmm.
No!
Yeah. An animation cell is a lot like an NFT.
No!
Except
that's what
it's
I've been saying.
More expensive and considerably less damaging to the environment. Other things like that are images of pictures that you can download and save on your computer.
Other things
that would be
like
NFT fraud.
That would be NFT fraud. I saw that they call people
You wouldn't download a picture. You wouldn't download a picture.
But in fact, I would download a picture and do constantly, all the time.
The only way you can truly own an image is if you pay a server farm to expend a bunch of energy on it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Try telling that to me, who's just gonna go buy some collectibles from some, like, fucking furry artist.
Yeah. I am thinking about NFTs being self-imposed DRM.
Oh my god. Is that not what it is, though?
Yeah.
Like... God.
So... anyways, what was this? I completely lost track.
I just saw a picture just now about NFTs. You're the only person that owns this JPEG. Congrats.
Right, so, Sonic stops him and says, smoking's bad for you. Tails and Grounder both, like, cough on their cigs. He also says it's bad for you. Yeah, smoking's bad for you. Smoking's for jokes. Let me open up.
He also, like, makes, Grounder eat the cigarette.
I think Grounder just eats it by accident.
Oh, that's right.
Or maybe on purpose.
Maybe that's how you're supposed to do it.
When you finish your cigarette, you're not supposed to throw it away. That's bad for the environment. Just eat it.
Yeah.
So
Sonic says, ganja's for goons, no thanks. You need to go to jail, Hempo. My dad told me better, no way. Grass is crass, also gross, no.
So, you don't think this Sonic would probably smoke a Fic back?
No, I think
Big
this
fat
one...
blunt.
This is one of the straight edge Sonics. I think varying Sonics have varying degrees of straight edgery.
I was raised right, I won't lie.
Yeah, we gotta remember, this is the Sonic that got adopted by Robotnik's mom, and instead of being like, no, I'm not doing that, he's like, fine, I'll be a good boy and go live with her.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why is it one of these 50 cool, awesome ways to say no to me? I'm calling the Coast Guard.
Oh, fucking
I
yeah.
don't know why that got me.
Listeners, if you want to have a fun time, look up 50 cool and awesome ways to say no to weed.
I'm gonna post this in HKIP.
Maybe... see if you can... I wonder if there's, like, posters of this. This has got some real, like, classroom poster energy.
Not just for goons.
Stoners or loners, I'm good.
So true, though.
So true.
That's a death roach. No. Cannabis is crap, you cretin.
Leave me be, you blunt blazer. Let's go.
So, that's the end of the first of the 2 episodes we watched. The second one... I forgot to put a divider between these episodes, in my notes. The next one is called... Let me look it up. It's called...
Mad Mike the Bear Warrior.
Yeah, episode 34, Mad Mike the Bear Warrior.
Da Bears.
Da Bears.
I think whoever wrote this episode was trying to think of ideas and had like a dartboard, and one of them said Mad Max ?
He was right.
So, the plot of this episode, as established early on, is that there's this village full of rabbits, and Robotnik's forcing them to make a statue of himself, and if they don't work, they don't eat. And in order
That's
to make
capitalism, baby.
Yeah.
He's just implementing capitalism.
The system works.
Robotnik is taking a town that already existed and making it a company town.
Yeah.
The system works. It's just the people that are bad.
In order to ensure that nobody gets food, he's set up this very dangerous series of barricades and traps. But Sonic,
this is the
Tails,
episode where they realize they can say the word booby on screen and not get flagged for ratings.
Mm-hmm.
Because they say it this episode.
Yeah. It's like that one Transformers episode. A booby trap that actually catches boobies.
Yeah.
I didn't even, register that.
And Sonic, Tails, Da Bears returning from however many episodes ago, and this rabbit called Updike.
Yeah.
What kind of name is that?
Yeah, not much what's up with you, etc. Are
so
just gonna deliver a convoy. Yeah. They're delivering a convoy of chili dogs, which is to say one very large truck that seems to contain a chili hose and an undisclosed amount of other ingredients.
That's what these people need.
Yeah.
Bringing you the best.
That's what they want is chili dogs, apparently. I mean...
Yeah.
Because they're, very excited later when they get it.
Mm-hmm. I guess we'll just sort of hop ahead to, the obstacles that are set up. Oh, right. First, Scratch and Grounder, are trying, have this drill pod thing. They capture Big Mike, while Sonic's doing some hijinks on them to get them to go away.
Yeah, Big Mike has, a car thrown at him, and then, they take the car with Big Mike in it, because he's, trapped inside the car now. I guess. Because they're at a junkyard.
I want to make it clear.
Because they're at a junkyard, so there's just, shitty cars.
I want to make it clear. He's not, trapped, sitting in a car and just can't get out. The car did fall on top of him and is crushing him, and they do drag the car behind them with it still crushing him.
Yes. But he's still, stuck under it.
Yeah,
somehow.
He's fine, though.
While they're dragging it. He's fine, though.
Yeah, he's fine, though.
It doesn't It doesn't hurt him later, somehow.
Yeah, they try to interrogate him. It does not go well. Because their main method is to send these, mosquito robots or something? Some sort of bug robot to, hurt him, but he just can smash them very easily with his one free arm.
Yeah, he gets his arm free from, the rope that they had, tied him up with the funny robot tied him up.
Yeah.
Because they press a lot of buttons in this. But, also, Sonic shows up dressed up as, an interrogator, but he has a German accent?
Yeah, he's a World War I, German soldier, and I guess that's one way to depict a guy who interrogates people.
Yeah, he's hey, do better at interrogating. This won't get you anywhere. You gotta, tell him what is it? You gotta, tell him, ask him exactly what he doesn't know.
Yeah.
The way he gets them to, spill the beans on, what the actual, booby traps are, and, because they weren't being specific before. They were just how much do you know? But then they're do you know about the big tall robot and the barricade and then Sonic is just jotting this all down.
Yeah. he even, like, gets them to slip, like, how to defeat, like, the last, like, one of the, obstacles, which is the robot Black Knight, which can only be defeated with a dragon.
I just think that's a weird thing to add, instead of it just being, like, a surprise later.
Right.
That they have a dragon.
So...
It's like, why even bring it up?
At this point, once Sonic gets all the information he needs, Big Mike, like, breaks out of his ropes. He's able to escape the cage pretty easily. I think Sonic gets him out.
Yeah, it wasn't a real problem.
Yeah,
Sonic, like, slices the bars open with his super speed. Like, he reveals that he's Sonic. And then he
does say got a streak and then take off his disguise.
God, he sure does, huh?
Uh-huh.
Sonic sure says some things. He also keeps saying... in the first episode we watched, he kept calling Tails Keed.
Yeah.
Like, Keed.
Yeah, like kid, but spelt with 2 E's.
He just says shit. I don't even know.
He's got that sort of witty mascot rapport, I suppose.
I see.
So, yeah, Sonic and Big Mike get out. Big Mike's talking about how he's now Mad Mike, and he likes being mad. I think he like smashes up Scratch and Grounder or something.
He lifts up a tree.
He lifts up a tree and, like, puts it over the hole of, like, the tunnel cave they were in, and Scratch and Grounder, like, start yelling like they've been attacked.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know what happened.
I'm like, do you get crushed by the tree? What the fuck is happening?
Yeah. And then they, I think, like, Scratch and Grounder head out to the mountain to prep the traps, while, Sonic and Mad Mike join the rest of their team to, deliver the food. We also established that there's a secret button on the truck that's a surprise for later. So we go through these traps. The first is a detour that sends them down a cliff. Sonic overinflates the tires so the truck can land safely. Then,
you know the thing you can do of overinflating the tires. And
yeah, you can
it, like, both bounce and then float on water.
Yeah, it's... If you inflate a car tire enough, it just becomes like a big rubber inflatable tube. Then they go through this swamp. There's an alligator in here going after them. They feed him some spicy chili using a hose. Then there's the Toad Warriors. We get a fun little chase sequence.
I do love the Toad Warriors.
One of them goes under the wheels and crashes into the others, therefore signifying that he's dead.
Rest in peace, Toad Warriors.
There's a barricade, which they just go straight through. It's a non-issue. And then there's sort of the final one, the castle. The bears catapult themselves in, and I think Sonic and Tails just go through some other entrance. Updike is told to stay behind.
Yeah, Updike is here. For some reason.
Yeah. He's been here this whole time. He doesn't do much. He's got a weird voice. I feel like the voice actor was trying to do some really high voice that was outside their range.
It sounds like that they, like, hid a microphone somewhere in the room and just told the actor to talk and try to find it.
Yeah. Very distant sounding.
Yeah.
So, in the castle, in the castle, like, Grizz and Mike chase Scratch and Grounder with Morning Stars. They bring out the Black Knight, Sir Humongous. Sonic tells Updike, he, like, walkie-talkies in and tells him to press a button on the truck. And the truck turns into a dragon.
Yeah, I was like, why didn't you just have this turn into a dragon? Why did they have to mention it earlier?
Also, why didn't they turn into a dragon and then just fly to the village instead of driving?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, the dragon just, like, easily scares off, like, Sir Humongous. And then we cut to them at the mountain. They're serving chili dogs to the townsfolk. Robotnik shows up and tells them to get back to work, but now that the townsfolk have been fed a delicious meal of chili dogs, Robotnik gets blasted with chili and the townsfolk revolt. Robotnik is forced to climb up the statue of himself and escape via Eggomatic. Sonic then runs around really fast and turns the statue of Robotnik into a statue of the bears.
I do like to see that.
Mm-hmm. I do like to see them.
Mm-hmm. Robotnik, as he's flying away, tries to call Scratch and Grounder to come up with a new plan, but they're stuck under the Knight's foot, and he's just sort of walking away sadly.
Yeah, he's depressed.
It's like that gif of Spider-Man just walking away sadly.
He's depressed.
The dragon scared him, and now he feels bad.
He's sad. He's like, I'm not strong, tough anymore.
He's going through it.
Life is hard.
Through it.
Mm-hmm. Then we get our Sonic Says. So, Grounder is like running around with a lasso. He falls over and he drops his meds. Updike finds them and he's like, oh, I should take these meds. But Sonic says, don't do that. You shouldn't take other people's meds. They might be good for the person, but probably are bad for you.
That's true.
That's a lesson. Yeah. It's a good lesson. Better than others that have been in the show. It's a practical one.
Like, don't play in washing machines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, don't play in fucking washing machines.
Don't climb inside a dryer.
Something that we all commonly do.
Yeah, I think, like, around that time there was, like, some, like, I don't know, like, rumor or exaggerated article of, like, some children doing that. Maybe urban legend, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how published versus how real it was. But yeah. That's it for this week, so let us go to Asks. Oh shit, that's right. I think my die might have fallen behind my die fell behind. Oh no, wait, there it is. I'm going to cut that bit out. So, let's do some asks. If you want to send in a question, you can either respond to one of our ask tweets on Twitter at ShuffleSonic, or you can send in a question anytime at your leisure and at our Discord in the Ask Zone channel. Our Discord, as a reminder, can be found in the Twitter and in the show links to every episode. We've got some questions. Mostly about this picture of Tails smoking a cigarette.
Good.
Kitty the Cat asks, which continuity / series of Sonic would feature at least some of the Sonic characters vaping, and why would Eggman's vaping rig be the sickest of the bunch?
Haven't we established that it would be Sonic Boom?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, Eggman's vaping rig is a boss fight, I think.
Yes! He can just ride inside his own fucking vape rig.
Yeah. You have to, watch out for blasts of vape clouds. You have to find the weak point and hit it.
Eggman hotboxing himself in there.
Yeah.
Dude, what if he, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Just cut this. I'm sorry. I sound like I'm high now.
Emmy the Mouse asks, besides smoking, what other classic rude behaviors would make you look at Tails and say, I disapprove of this? Skipping school.
That's true.
This boy doesn't go to school.
Yeah.
He's already skipping school.
And I say I disapprove of this.
Spray painting.
That's cool, actually.
Yeah, graffiti actually looks
cool. Yeah. I was going to say wearing a leather jacket, but that would also be cool.
I think just, smoking and drinking because he's a child and shouldn't be doing this kind of thing.
Yeah, Tails don't drink.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. He can't do any of that.
Would we be...
No, he can play rock and roll. He's allowed to play rock and roll.
Would we consider becoming a crypto guy rude boy behavior?
Becoming a what?
A crypto guy? Someone's into...
Oh, yeah,
yes.
I absolutely...
Yeah, I would disapprove of that.
Yeah, I would very much...
I would 100% disapprove of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I just got the terrible thought of, Elon Musk stan Tails, and I'm very sad now. And I don't like it.
I
hate
think
this.
I am thinking of how the Archie continuity has an evil Tails, and if you I remember him just being sort of generically evil. They later give him an outfit that makes him stand out more, but a good way to make an evil Tails would to make him be a stand for a billionaire tech guy. Robotnik.
100%. I feel like Eggman's not, young enough to be, what I think of as a billionaire tech guy.
Right. Let's see. James the Cat Girl asks, does Tails try to kill Sonic once he goes fast and realizes he doesn't need Sonic anymore?
No. We saw that in this episode.
No,
he does the opposite.
Yeah, I was we watched that. I feel like I would have a hard time thinking of any continuity where Tails would try to kill Sonic, unless he was, evil Tails.
Yeah.
They're friends, he would never.
Even ones... even ones where, Tails and Sonic, grew up and grew apart, I don't think they would ever become, enemies. I think they might grow apart if, Tails is wow, you're not cool, and you're a narc.
Yeah.
And you suck.
And you won't.
And you're straight.
Yeah.
Whereas I am gay.
And you won't get into crypto with me.
This is my future Tails headcanon of trans gay Tails.
Future?
Yeah, true.
True. Let's see. Jasmine, aka Sidmon, asks... Wait, no, that's just a joke. Here's a question. that she does ask. And it's actually the last question for today. Unless, let me just real quick make sure there's nothing on Twitter. There's nothing on Twitter. Our last question for today from Jasmine is, what's better? Sonic Says or Sailor Moon Says?
Well, Sonic Says did give us Tails smoking cigarette.
Yeah. Yeah. Sailor Moon Says, as entertaining as the actual segments may be, doesn't create original footage of Usagi smoking a fat bunt.
That'd be pretty good.
That would be really good.
I don't remember watching a ton of Sailor Moon when I was younger, so I haven't even seen the Sailor Moon Says. But
I
take your word for it.
Yeah. I've seen some of them through the internet.
Right, yeah, I guess I've seen, like, people talk about it, but...
I guess Jasmine could also... I assume Jasmine is referring to the segments in the TV show and not the, sadly defunct YouTube channel. But that... If it was the YouTube channel, that's better. Because it's just it was a huge collection of, like, weird dialogue clips from the very early dub of Sailor Moon. Where they all had Western names, and one of the Usagi's friend had, like, a Long Island accent for some reason.
Is that the one that you posted in... Or someone posted in Pot of Greed?
Yeah.
Where someone
I
had,
think
like,
I did.
Joey's accent? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That fucking rules.
So... That's it for questions, I think. So, let's roll for next week. I've got my die right here. Oh! Hey, we got a 1! We're talking about the Knuckles story of Sonic Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
Next week. This is Dan, recording in post. I misremembered what the dice rolling numbers we had assigned were, and a 1 is not Sonic Adventure. A 1 is a classic Sonic game, and since we covered pretty much all the mainline classic Sonic games, we will instead be talking about a Game Gear title, or 8-bit title, because it came out on the Master System. We're talking about 8-bit Sonic 2. So yeah, other than that, I think it's time to do some plugs. I'm Dan. You can find me at a lot of places, and you can find those places at linktr.ee/big_challenges. From there, you can find my Twitter at BiggerChallenge. You can find my other podcasts, which include Pot of Greed, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. We are nearing the completion of Season 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And when Season 3 rolls along, we're changing up our like scheduling format. We're gonna start doing like episodes where we're gonna like start dedicating 1 week to just doing like bonus episodes. I'll get more into it later. I'll get more into it when the season actually starts. But let's see. You can listen to Video Games, the movie, the podcast, and
Sorry about that.
yeah, okay, I'll cut that out.
I didn't mean to make the noise.
It's alright. Yeah, so Video Game, the movie, the podcast, is a monthly video game movie review podcast I do with my friend Maxie, where we just covered Mortal Kombat 1995, and next month, or rather this month, because this will be up in October, we're going to be covering Resident Evil with Morgan Kursgoat.
Damn. Morgan's on all the podcasts these days.
Yeah.
Well, mostly your show.
That is all the podcasts.
But whatever.
Those are, yeah. You can listen to Stranger's Fiction, an actual play podcast focused on one-shots. And because it'll probably be up by the time this goes up, you can listen to Chillbleed, Michael Reynolds' Auditory Horrorland, a limited-run Illbleed podcast I'm doing with Gigalithic, and John Francis Klingle, aka Pinstripe Hourglass. We recorded our first episode. It was really good. It'll probably go up around the same time or a little bit after, last week's episode, which you've probably already heard. Yeah. So look forward to that. It was fun discussing it. I'm eager to discuss it more. And, yeah, that's it for me. Oh, also at Xbox_holiday, where Usher celebrates holidays with Xbox. Just off the top of my head, happy, Indigenous, is it? I'm trying to remember.
Are you
Indigenous
talking about
Peoples
Orange
Day.
Shirt Day?
No, Orange Shirt Day Orange Shirt Day is today, but I didn't include it because it's more of like a morning holiday, and also I just found out about it today, and
I was getting confused anyway,
yeah.
Sorry. I forgot that was today, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
But anyways, happy Indigenous Peoples Day, Xbox.
Nice.
That's it for me. Morg, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Haunting the Morg. That's the main place to find me. You should watch there, though, because... let me start with the podcasts I have that's out already. Departure Lounge, a plane-based Hunter x Hunter podcast that's kind of on semi-hiatus at the moment, but there might be another podcast about the new Digimon season coming out with maybe someone who's also related to Hunter x Hunter stuff.
Oh.
I wonder who it could be.
But, yeah, and that may or may not be a noise-based podcast. So, watch my Twitter and you'll find out more at Haunting the Morg. Okay, Devon.
You can find me also on a Hunter x Hunter based podcast called Going Well Hunting, where my co-host, one who might soon to be on a Digimon podcast, we'll see, go through Hunter x Hunter. You can also find me at Groovin' Ghastly on Twitter. And that's it.
Alright. As always... Oh, of course. I can't forget. We are a noise-based podcast. And we're also at Shuffle Sonic, as we mentioned before. Discord can be found from there. But we are a noise-based podcast. Noise-based. It's a Canada-based, but a Canada-based podcast network of sorts that many shows I am on, and some of our other hosts are on, and I'm going to do our good old weekly shout out, alphabetical order. We're gonna talk about, let's see, is this the one? Yes, I think this is the one. Talk in the Microphone. Owen Otto, former guitarist for Little Tin Frog, and Connor Nyberg, avid fan, team up together to go through the entire solo discography of Logan Whitehurst, uncovering secrets that have been buried for millions of years. It's related to a documentary that either was in development or has come out, I'm not sure. The last update was in September 14th, 2019, 2 years ago. Okay, yeah, this podcast looks like it was completed, because the last one does say it was the final album.
Nice.
So you can binge it in one go.
Sometimes it's nice. Sometimes it's nice to have like a finished podcast to listen to.
Yeah. And it's only 6 episodes.
Nice.
So, as always, Sonic is real, he is strong, and he is my friend.
He is the only blue live that matters.
The only one.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Get a job, you hippie wasteoid.